Okay, welcome to the Women Unleashed Online Retreat. We are here and we are going to be doing some creativity. We're tapping into connecting with your multidimensional self. And you might be thinking, well, what is that? Don't worry, we're gonna get in with my friend here, Whitney Freya. Hey, Whitney.
Hi, Amber. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Happy solstice.
It's the solstice.
So exciting. I love this. I love seeing in the chats, everyone's like blocked out the day, locked the doors, told everyone, don't even try and ask me to do anything. Good for you all. That is awesome. Love it.
I love it too. I just love, I love being in person. Like, it's so fun to see in the chat, like people who are here live. If you're not here live, you're watching the recording, which I hope that you're enjoying the recording, but there's something really magical about being together live and be able to be like, hey, Cindy, I see you over there. Yes, that's you. Or Sherry, yes, I see you. Or Dawn, exactly. So it's really nice to be able to connect in. Let's go ahead, take a few breaths, and then we'll jump in to our session today. So I invite you to just any energy, things that have been going on from earlier that are on your mind. I invite you to inhale in, exhale, release. Anything coming up in the future that you're worried or thinking about. Inhaling in, exhale, release. And inhaling and smelling this moment together. When you're ready to open your eyes, and I can connect and share with you what we're up to today, So we are going to be connecting how to connect with your multidimensional self with Whitney Freya. She is an artist, an author, and founder of Creativity Fit Coaches. She's been in the soulful orbit since 1996. She has 4 published books. She has certified over 500 Creativity Fit coaches worldwide. She hosts in-person retreats and trainings for women entrepreneurs in Greece. Just saying, in Greece. But today she's here with us to connect. So materials list, grab, we've got watercolor paper or journal, whatever paper you've got, paints,
anything,
canvas, whatever you got. Like we're jumping in. So welcome, Whitney.
Thank you, Amber. Hello, everybody. You can be working on, if you're in your journal, if you've got a canvas started, anything you have is completely perfect. We're going to work with a specific sacred symbol, use it as a yantra to explore this idea of being multidimensional, like kind of mind, heart blowing, right? And a really fun rabbit hole to go down, super fun. So a little backstory, in September 2016, I was in the midst of a stage in my life where I was getting a lot of messages around take back your power through meditations and shamanic sessions I had, and just it was like continuous, right? And I was just in this state of like, okay, yes, like whatever you want me to do. And so one thing led to another. I could talk about this for hours. One thing led to another. And this gentleman who had reached out to me, who did these angel guide readings or whatever, came to my mind. And I was like, okay, this is a Sunday morning. And I was like, I feel like he's connected to this. And if he can do a session with me today, I will take that as a sign. So I reached out to him and we went back and forth. He goes, this feels really important to do today. So we found a time. And he proceeded to lay out the process that is going to be encapsulated, encoded into our discussion today. And the message was, we are all multidimensional. And it was really important to remember this now. So this is a very abstract concept. I am still wrapping my awareness around it. And from a place of creativity, what's so significant about it, and the reason there was such an urgency in the message, is because creativity is inherently about possibility. right? When there is creativity, there is no end to the list of possibilities, of colors to add, of thoughts to think, of words to speak, of objects to paint. And what can happen in our logical, linear, human side that sees ourselves as separate is we can start to create these boxes around ourselves. I only speak from personal experience, but always let me know, raise a hand if you can relate. So we start defining ourselves like, oh, I'm good at this, I'm not good at that, right? Like I had the art teacher when I was 9 tell me drawing wasn't my thing. So for a super long time, that was my reality, right? So what's super important and accessible to us right now is the contrasting idea to, I'm only good at certain things and I'm kind of limited in my talent, my DNA. I didn't inherit that creative gene. I'm not good at speaking. I can't get into a triangle pose or like whatever it is, right? What's available to us in reality is the full spectrum, the full palette of possibility. And what happens as a result of this belief that we were kind of all raised in, that, we're talented at some things and not at others, is that the dreams and visions and ideas that you're given that light you up end up getting stuck in that energy of limitation. Okay, so the symbol we're going to start creating right now, because the symbol is going to meet each of you where you are and speak to you, is one that can help you to create a space, whether physically or figuratively, within which you can begin to maneuver in this multidimensional range. And what we're going to speak to right now, because I'm all about practicality, like this has to work for us on a day-to-day basis, right? So what I want us to first comprehend is the multidimensional nature just of time itself. So quantum physics has shown that time is only linear down here on Earth. In reality, everything's happening at once. So let's play with this spectrum of time as we go into this yantra, this symbol that I'm going to share with you. So everyone can remember, take a moment and think back to a younger you, like a you from 2000, or the you when you were 30 or 20. Just allow a memory, any kind of memory. You're not going to share it or anything. Just connect to a you from the past. Maybe a photograph that you have that you look at comes to mind. Okay. And you can imagine saying things like, woof, if I knew then what I know now. Has anyone ever said that? If I knew then what I know now. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So your current present moment self can imagine even perhaps walking into that 20-year-old, 30-year-old self and being like, psst, you know what you should really do in this circumstance, let me tell you. So now take a moment. So we've remembered a past self. So let's just flip that and remember into a future self. So you can start with your future self today, like when you go to bed tonight. How do you want to be feeling or thinking? Maybe it's like, okay, I'm imagining getting into bed and being like, wow, I did it. I spent all day creating. I boxed out the time. I told people, nope, I'm busy today, right? And I feel so full. So like imagine into that desired going to bed experience. Just put yourself there. Like imagine the pajamas you've got on, or no pajamas, slipping into the sheets. What are you thinking? And you can use this, like maybe you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I can spend all day. Choose the future you that's getting into bed, right? Choose the you that did carve out the time, or whatever it is you want to do. And imagine that. So then what happens is to experience that future you, you're just taking steps starting now that are in alignment with that, right? So instead of wondering, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it all day, I'm choosing to stay here all day. And I'm getting into bed tonight and I'm like, what an amazing day. And so you keep choosing that reality, right? Someone comes in, Mom, can you go do this? Nope, I'm busy today. Sorry. And that is easier to say because you've chosen this future reality of you getting into bed, having spent all day on Woman Unleashed. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So then think of something that you're currently potentially worried about or something that's caused any kind of angst or stress. Okay. Like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do this, that, or the other. How am I going to get all the grass out of my strawberry patch? How is my dad going to handle moving into senior living the end of this month? Big things, right? Maybe you have a conversation that you want to have with someone that can get a little triggery. Or you just want to, get to yoga class a couple days a week, like whatever it is. So think of something that's currently an unknown future that you're like, oh, I don't really know. How do you want to feel on the other side of that experience? What do you want to have learned? Do you want to be like, I did it. That was amazing. So you can choose that future reality. And then here's the kicker. Here's what we're going to play with today. Imagine into the you that has rocked this situation, that's found all the right word, that's been patient, that has shown up coming from a place of love. Imagine yourself on the other side of learning something new, this thing that I didn't know if I could do it or not. I did it. Like feel into that energy. And then ask that future you, what do you want me to know now? What do you want me to know now that you know, right? Just like we could have told our younger selves, if I had known then what I know now. So flip it. What does your future self have to say to you? Okay, so we're going to play with this. I'm going to show you a symbol and then we'll do a guided meditation. But this process, it activates your infinite knowing. Like this is your, when they say like you have all the wisdom you need within. Like I used to hear that and be like, okay, maybe you do, but I don't feel like I do. But this multidimensional, this infinite self, the you that's choosing and imagining into something you want. Now notice, we choose and imagine into something we don't want every time we worry or stress about something. You're imagining into a future self that you don't want to experience every time you worry or stress about something. You're already doing it. I know I do. So it's creating awareness around, whoa, so I could actually paint pictures in my mind of what I want to experience and give that energy. I mean, how different would this world be, right? You can see how, like, my guides were like, oh, you guys got to remember this. It's so much better way to live on Earth. Okay, so let me show you the symbol. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. I've got it like drawn in every book, everywhere. Okay, can you see this? Let's see, maybe I'll hold it up. Okay, so this is the symbol. Some of you have probably seen this before. So let me show you how you draw it first. Okay, I'm going to do it on the back of this. I've got the sun shining in here. I think you guys can see all this. I'm going to do it really bold. Okay, so get out. If you're painting or drawing, or you can just use a ballpoint pen right now, you could just do it in your journal just to practice. So here's what we're doing. We're painting a heart, one heart. Can you guys see that? You ladies, you goddesses.
We got it.
Okay, one heart. Now, and this can take a couple tries, so don't notice if you start beating yourself up already. Don't do that. So now you're going to put, instead of having the bottom of the heart just floating in space here, the bottom of the heart's going to be here in the top center of the first heart you did. And then you draw another heart connecting. See how it's reversed? Can you guys see that?
Totally.
Yeah. So again, no worries. So one heart, And then put the brush at the center crux, the kind of bottom of the valley here of your first heart, and then start another heart. You could flip your page around. They don't have to be symmetrical. Okay. So you see this?
Whitney, this is so cool because this is not at all the way I thought that you were going to do this.
Perfect. I love it. Okay. So I want to break this symbol down for you and you all will connect. So working with sacred symbols is multidimensional because this is going to inspire different musings for each of you. It's going to meet you exactly where you are. Okay. So we're just going to unpack this for a second. So this symbol are two hearts, right? You can imagine one's coming from above and one's coming from below, perhaps. It's also two infinity symbols. You see the two infinity symbols? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Good job, Dawn. And then in the middle is this diamond shape. Mine looks a little, it's been chipped a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, so this diamond shape in the middle. So what I'd like to suggest is you, I'm putting a little smiley face, you are the diamond in the middle. Okay. You've heard of the term like diamond consciousness, right? So diamond consciousness is being able to see reality clearly, which, you know, I can think of people in my life that would chuckle that if I said, if you see reality clearly, it's clearly multidimensional, right? They'd be like, well, what are you smoking? And we choose to believe this because creativity is that energy. Creativity is no endings, only possibilities. Okay. So you're the diamond in the middle. You've got these infinity symbols on either side. You've got the hearts above and below. You are the union of the love from below and above. So there are so many directions to go with this. So what I want to invite you to do is to continue to paint and draw on it. I was going to start painting on this side. So I've got this little kind of abstract-y canvas that I started a little while ago. You know, you always have just first layers laying around, right? And I'm just going to paint this symbol on top and then keep adding to it. You can do this any way. Now, symbols aren't so attached to our logical, linear mind, that rational mind that sees itself as separate. So symbols can disrupt our normal pattern of thinking. So if we're used to imagining into what we don't want, we're going to disrupt that and create a symbol, a yantra, just from this time and space that you can connect to remember, like, oh yeah, I can imagine into what I want. You all remember that quote, supposedly Albert Einstein, the most important decision you'll ever make is whether you choose to live in a friendly or an unfriendly universe. You guys remember that? Okay. So this is, you could say, a symbol for living in a friendly universe. So the infinity symbol, someone's asking. So you can draw this two ways. You can draw it with the hearts, or you could draw two infinity symbols. It's hard to do it looking. So there's one. So see these two? You see the two symbols? The two infinity symbols? You did it on accident. Awesome. Fabulous. I realized I'm missing my 35th high school reunion this year because I'm going to be on a river trip. And I was imagining the party. I'm like, do they close the restaurant for the private party, class of '88? And I was like, oh,
Wait, what did you just say?
My high school, I graduated from high school in 88, which is this symbol, which is my logo, which I have tattooed on my foot, which, I mean, there's so many stories about this symbol. But so I thought that was pretty interesting. So when you start tuning into this language of symbols and how we're being guided all the time, it's can get pretty amazing. Okay. So now I'm going to offer a meditation. I want to invite you to keep painting, drawing on your heart. You can be coloring it in, expanding it, or you can just enjoy the guided meditation, whatever you want to do. Okay, everyone? So I may close my eyes because I try not to think when I'm doing these. So breathe into your heart space. And as Amber always reminds us, our breath can bring us present. And feel yourself right now supported by the ground underneath you. And this ground is Mother Earth, Gaia, Pachamama. This ground that is on this big blue marble spinning through space, celebrating solstice, polarity, balance. And send your awareness down into the earth, like the roots of a big oak tree or a tall ponderosa pine. And with each exhale, sink your awareness into your relationship to the earth. You are as much a part of Mother Earth's nature as the rocks and the trees, the flowers. You are energy made visible. You are supported, nurtured, fed, sheltered, clothed, all by Mother Earth. Send down this energy of gratitude, of connection. Your breath is the wind, the rivers that flow through your body, the structure that is the earth, the heat that is the fire. You are elemental. The earth is elemental. And just like any loving mother who receives love and gratitude, imagine the energy of Mother Earth coming up to embrace you, that unconditional love. And you can imagine her arms coming to embrace you and forming the tip of the heart. So the upside down heart is this love as energy that you receive from the planet, the ground underneath you. You can feel the temperature of the air on your skin, the breath on the inhale and exhale. So maybe allow your eyes to focus or to trace that upside down heart that is symbolic of you as a material, physicalized being. And then with the next exhale, allow your awareness to float up. Imagine you have wings and you're soaring through the air above you, into the clouds, up into the ethers, where you can witness this perfect balance that's happening today. The halfway mark. And this spaciousness that has no ending, that is pure energy, potential. This is the invisible realms, the subtle realms. These are the ideas and dreams waiting to be received by your awareness and materialized by your hands and your words, your actions. Everything exists as energy before it materializes. This is where we go when we feel like there is no other way, that we've reached a dead end, that we can't do something. We can feel ourselves in the present moment and send our awareness into that spaciousness, the void source. And you can imagine all the ideas and visions waiting to be received and materialized, jumping for joy with your awareness and attention. And imagine this boundless love coming down to embrace you from above, forming the bottom of your diamond space underneath you. So imagine the heart, the upward facing heart, descending down, clicking into place. And now you at the center in that diamond space. Maybe you can imagine like being in this room where the walls are multifaceted, crystalline in nature, like Genie in her bottle. Think of the symbol of the diamond, the multifaceted nature. You are just as multifaceted. Sometimes we get kind of focused or in a habit of looking through just one of those facets. But right now you're aware of all of the facets. And from this place, you remember that you are the union of the seen and the unseen. You are energy made visible, the union of heaven and earth. And then perhaps get curious about this symbol, this yantra, as the two infinity symbols. So maybe you can almost imagine like if you reached a hand up, you could touch this current of light or energy that is circulating around you, up into the ethers, down into the earth, and into your diamond space on both sides, right and left. The past and the future coming together in the now. Infinitely sourcing energy and inspiration, possibility for you when you choose to see it. When you choose to focus on and call on the love from below and above, that's when possibility opens up. So look at the symbol and allow this symbol to speak to you now. What does it have to share? What part of it is calling to you? Maybe the four kind of quadrants are speaking to you. It could be like a compass, north, south, east, west, the four elements with you in the center, above and below, medicine wheel. What's the opposite of your diamond space? If you take away the hearts and just leave that diamond space, it could look like a box. Or like a fenced in area. You add the hearts and you've got this infinity, energy of infinity circulating on both sides. So from this space, if you can see clearly, what do you want to see? What is resonant with that precious, light-filled space? Yes, Julia, butterfly, exactly. So can you notice how your energy has shifted? Just contemplating the nature of who you are as a physicalized being, animated, inspired by energy, surrounded by infinite possibility in a crystalline diamond light-filled space. So when we work with these symbols, they become familiar. We can bring them to mind in a moment to activate that same energy. It's a choice. We can choose to think about whatever we want. So in this diamond space, you can get curious about a future reality. You can imagine into your best case scenario. You can remember wholeness. You can remember harmony. So literally, like anytime anything starts to inspire the energy of worry or stress, you can allow this symbol to disrupt that pattern of thinking and allow you to get curious, like, okay, what do I want to experience in this situation? What's my intention? And can I source more of who I am rather than just my experience up until now? Oh yeah, I can tap in. I'm going to sink my roots down into the earth. I'm going to receive the light from above. Like you can do this in a moment, allowing the symbol to activate that level of consciousness, like that idea, the memory of this energy. And from that space, you can choose more consciously with better awareness what it is you want. So like I said, this can go and go and go, right? But if any of you have a specific experience, like a specific thing, like, oh, Whitney, this has really been worrying me right now. What do you want to happen? What's the desired future reality? I've been using this. I've been sharing on and off, so I don't know, but my dad is newly but deeply in the dementia experience. And over the winter, I visited them more than usual because I was flying in and out of Portland, where my parents live. And the first visit, I got super triggered by dementia dad, who still like goes from not being able to find the bathroom to being his patriarchal control self. And it was like, really? Okay. So go on that trip, realizing if I'm getting triggered, this is my responsibility, right? So what do I want? I want to learn the lessons around control now, right? I want to be in his space with unconditional love. He only has authority over my emotions if I give him that authority. So every time I visited, it was like choosing the me that is patient, compassionate, not reactive. I'm getting better and better. We had a pretty good visit this past one. Right. But this is like this. I mean, literally, I use this in those kinds of situations, right? Or even preparing to present a workshop or go fly off the mountain. I paraglide. I imagine into what I want.
So powerful. The choice to imagine into what you want instead of imagining into what you don't, which is so common.
It's so important right now, right? Because, I mean, my gosh, like you don't have to do hardly anything and you're bombarded with craziness, right? So it's like, this is a huge call. I think this was the sense of urgency. The more of us that are imagining into possibility, the better all of us will be. We have so many more solutions and problems. And if the collective is focused on all the problems, right, which is the opposite of creativity, that's why your creative practice and you honoring your creative spirit is helping, like supports everything. It's raising the level of creativity on this planet. Even you honoring your creative spirit at home, sitting at your art table, that ripples out. It's important work you're doing, right?
Expression of our spirit, right? So whether you're just sitting art around the table or however you're expressing, whether it's through voice or movement or action or whatever, that there is this way that spirit moves through us. And it's really interesting, Whitney, you bring this up, because I've been playing a lot lately with last month, I was really on this whole thing about curating, right? Curating my space.
Yes.
Which I think goes hand in hand with what you're talking about here. Mm-hmm. The idea that there are people, emails, there are like experiences that can come in that can actually squash my creativity, that can stifle my connection with spirit. Mm-hmm. And so part of what my work is to make space for that, not just to make, like, to do a daily practice. It's not that. It's like to consciously be like, what is encroaching on me be my most creative, connected to spirit, using my spiritual gift self. If there's something that's getting in the way of that, it needs to go. Mm-hmm. If there's someone that's getting in the way of that, they need to go in order for me to be plugged in, because that is where the magic happens. And I think that spirituality and creativity are hand in hand. But I think there's that piece as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I talk a lot about that too. Curating your thoughts, curating your words, allowing your words to be supportive. Words are so creative. The word abracadabra means I speak, therefore I create. Like witches are very conscious of the power of their words and what they imagine into, right? Ladies, yes. So this symbol is just one that activates. And I'd love if anyone wants to type anything in the chat.
Well, you know what's so interesting too is it's not just, I love the words, like in Hawaiian tradition, like we're very, I know that you believe this too, and it's like every word has a sound that has an energy behind it. And so the words have a meaning, the sound has a meaning, the energy behind something will have a meaning. It all like interweaves together. Mm-hmm. It's powerful, our words.
Absolutely. Okay, I gotta show you guys another funny thing about this symbol. Actually, one of the women in my course, and I'll put the link to this too, Amber, the Super Soul Flow course, that this is what, like that channeling, the guy saying you help people remember how multidimensional they are, became Super Soul Flow. And the first 2 videos are free all around the place. So you guys can get more of the backstory, and it's super fun. I'm on the beach in Australia and I scratch the symbol into the sand, and then like a wave comes up and washes it away right at the, it's just like, it's a super fun thing. But in that course, one of the women took this symbol, right? And see, it's also these 2 They're kind of like Band-Aids. Someone, one of my coaches sent me an image when she went to get her vaccination. The symbol was this symbol, like 2 Band-Aids. Anyway, but if you add 2 more, if you overlay another Freya knot, this is what we call this, you get the symbol for the electron, right? Which is like the everything's energy in your energy. So, I mean, it just, you start working with these symbols, and what it does, it activates this intuitive, subtle way of perceiving, which is here to perfectly balance the logical, linear way of thinking and feeling. So you want to dance within this space, this union. Like, I have my logic, I have my creativity. Creativity is not exclusive to making marks or dancing or singing. It's living, it's life. Everything is a creative act. So doing that more and more mindfully will help your body, your mind, right? I'm all about mental fitness right now. Like, keep your mind balanced and feeling supported, and don't stress it out too much so it stays working the whole time you're in the body. Woo, it's pretty incredible.
So good to like remind about the mind piece too, like that mental health, mental wellness, being kind to ourselves.
Exactly. Exactly. So allow this symbol to be like medicine, like energy work. If you're feeling stressed or worried, you can literally, like, sometimes I just like imagine like sucking up the love from below and boom, above, and diamond space, and what do I want? Just like that quick.
That quick, friends.
So I'll be so excited to hear from you all, or watching the replay, if you're watching the replay, how this settled with you, what it spoke to you. It'll show up differently every time you look at it.
Exactly.
Yes, I love it, Josanne. Yeah. If anyone wants to hold up your heart spaces.
Yeah. And for those of you that are, oh, look at that. That's amazing.
So fun. Look at all the infinite possibilities. Look how multidimensional we are. One symbol, and they're all completely different, right?
So good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I know, sometimes they look like they're dancing or.
So you can also take a picture, come share in our Facebook group, do that. And then Whitney, if there's a way that you want to share for them to continue hanging out with you and your work, you want to share that?
Yeah, so we have a link. I have 3 videos where I shared these abundance mindset shifts that I made after leaving the marriage and redefining for myself, recreating the energy around money and finances and abundance and all of that. So that's super fun. And then I'll email Amber, I'll post in the Facebook group, but Super Soul Flow, if you go to my YouTube channel or WhitneyFreyaStudio.com, look for Super Soul Flow. The first 2 videos of the first lesson are available for free if you want to hear the full story. And this was a very abbreviated version. We'll make sure that's available to you as well.
Exactly. So go ahead, you can see we've got the link here. The link is also, if you're watching the recording, is right here below the video. You'll find those links there. Thank you so much, Whitney, for bringing your amazingness.
Thank you, Amber. What a fun event. I love doing it live, and I'm so grateful that you received this inspiration and acted on it, of course.
Oh my gosh, so fast, right? All right. On that note, friends, thank you so much. We start off the retreat looking at what you released, what you want, and what you're claiming. And so what a powerful practice to bring to what you want, right? Thinking about the rest of the year and what you're wanting to create. So thank you so much, Whitney, for bringing your gifts and your wisdom, and we'll see you at our next session.
Bye, everyone.